Ladies and gentlemen, fans all around the world of Naruto Uzumaki, the orange-fitted, yellow-haired ninja of the leaf. That's right, he's coming back, and he's coming back with not just himself, not just Team 7, but a whole live-action squad as well. Yes, Naruto is getting made into a live-action movie, and you know I had to talk about the breaking news here. At first, I wasn't sure if I really wanted to, but I do want to give my 2 cents on it before anything else, because there's no guarantee that it's going to for sure happen all the way through, but we might as well talk about it. And we actually have a article here that backs us up with the information, because I didn't want to do any video on this without having any information, but we do have a confirmation from, well, now multiple news articles are reporting it, but after it broke. But this was the one I read, so let me show it to you guys. And it's an article here by Vulture, and it reads, "Believe it, the live-action Naruto is coming." And it's a short article, but it basically confirmed one thing that I saw in a different article, which was minor information, which I'll just read it here for you real quick. Ninjas, get ready. A live-action Naruto has finally seen some movement. The manga and anime adaptation has found its writer almost 10 years after being announced. Red Sonja screenwriter Tasha Howe will write the upcoming movie by Lionsgate, reports Variety. Naruto follows a young ninja who dreams of being a Hokage. We know that, the leader and protector of his village. We know that. There's no word yet on if Michael Gracie is still set to direct the adaptation, as was first reported in 2015. With the success of One Piece on Netflix, live-action adaptations of extremely popular and long mangas are slowly being revived from development limbo or the development dojo. Maybe the movies are just fighting to be the Hokage of the manga. Okay, current. But there is 3 points of information there that we can take away from what we have gotten now. And that's one, they brought it back because if anybody remembers, they were in talks of developing a lot of anime into live action. There was talks and rumors about Bleach. Obviously, that never went anywhere. There's talks and rumors about Naruto back in the day, and that, well, we thought that never went anywhere until today, where they got their writer from Red Sonja, which I actually have not seen that series. So if anybody has, be sure to comment down below and let me know if the series is worth checking out. But it's worth noting that they have a writer. So knowing that they have a writer, that piece of information is important. Why? Because that means that somebody's actually going to make a full-fledged script for this damn thing. It's no longer going to be just a thought in the studio's head. It's actually going to be a thought that gets put down into paper, and they will revise it, read it, do whatever, and basically decide whether they want to make it. Now, the director, I'm not 100% familiar with. His name, again, is Michael Gracie, and that was the director they were eyeing, I guess, when they first thought of making this project. But obviously, we don't know if that's really what they're sticking with. They're probably just keep bringing back the IP, considering that if Lionsgate is sitting on this IP and maybe other anime IPs, the success of One Piece definitely does help in getting this sort of like greenlit again, and sort of getting it actually in like actually getting made, basically, like in the process, not just the thought, like I said earlier. So Michael Gracie isn't actually a director that I know too much about. If he is set to be the one that they stick with to direct, if not, if they're looking around, I am available. Either way, let's play what if, and let's play what if he is still attached to the project and he does still want to do it based on whatever. Let's say they give him the script and they keep it in mind, like, hey, this Naruto project, we're actually going to get it made. Are you still down? And he says yes. Let's just say that that's the case, right? The last three movies that he has made are Pink, All I Know So Far. So basically the movie about Pink, the musician, and then Rocket Man, which was the film on Elton John, and then obviously The Greatest Showman, which is actually the one of the movies out of the three that sticks out a little bit more, because I know The Greatest Showman got a lot of good buzz for it, and they're just people that really enjoyed it. And it's very interesting that all three have music to it. Naruto is known for music, but it's not a musical per se. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they stick with him, if he really just dives deep into the world of Naruto and does it justice or not. Obviously, I'll give you my thoughts on on what I think overall on the project, uh, in general. But the third piece of information, aside from the writer, aside from the director, is that yes, Lionsgate will be the one producing this said film. Which take that with a grain of salt. I know Lionsgate sometimes is a hit or miss when it comes to being a studio, but they are a big producer of films. Now, whether or not they want to just throw one out there with Naruto, I don't know. But knowing what kind of films that Lionsgate, they haven't made, or I should say, they haven't tried to make an anime adaptation yet. And interesting that it's Lionsgate as well, because this means that it will be a movie. Because they mention it being a film in multiple articles. Actually, they mention it just as a film, not a series. But it would be interesting to see if Lionsgate wants to go the series route instead of film route. Because if it is a film, then they really have to buckle down on the world of Naruto. It isn't just that you wouldn't be able to make it a one and done, or like a just a normal trilogy. It'd be kind of be like a Harry Potter esque type vibe, and that I think that's the sort of like layout that people like have to go out with these anime movies, and that's why I feel like I'm concerned whenever they get brought here to the West to get produced, because regardless of the live action adaptations that you see being done by Japan themselves, the home of these anime, they at least try their best to stick to what is true. And it sometimes just doesn't translate well, because like there's just certain anime that doesn't translate 100% to a live action lens if you just adapt it one for one. So bringing it here to the West is actually like a gift and a curse, if you will, because I feel like it can be a gift because it means in the right hands, in the right person's like mind, in the right director's like auteur mind, it could be something incredible, a giant IP that could sell millions and transcend generations, just like Harry Potter, just like Lord of the Rings, just like a lot of these other Western huge films that I don't know if these movie studios are gearing these anime products to be like. I think the live action adaptation of One Piece is neat, and I'm super happy for the One Piece fans, the fact that they get that, and it's super great for everybody else, because that means the tide has risen, and people and these studios are going to want to pull the trigger now on anime stuff, and that's not a bad thing. It can be a bad thing if they're done wrong. Obviously, we don't want a repeat of Dragon Ball Evolution. That being said, it's never a bad thing to just try. And so, like I said, it's a gift and a curse. Gift because I feel like bringing it to a different lens, and switching up things that would make it more translatable live action. It can really work. I still like truly believe that these anime, IPs could really work, but they need that love and care that like Star Wars gets, that like the Avengers movies gets. They need that attention. It's not just like a one and done movie. Okay, let's figure it out afterwards. Granted, I know those other movies were like that in general, but they still had like a somewhat of a layout and a plan moving forward, considering that they just followed storylines in the source material. And I think one of the biggest issues in the curses of bringing it here to the West is a lot of the times motherfuckers don't really pay attention to the source material. They just take the concept and the idea of these anime and they go, okay, well, we can make this into something big without actually sticking true to the core value of said anime, and not sticking true to what made that anime so special, the charm of it. Once you take away that charm of it, then all hope is lost at that point. You just get millions of Dragon Ball Evolutions, and Avatar stink tards. So that's why I say all of that to give you my thoughts that I teased earlier, is that I'm not that hopeful for this Naruto adaptation. I'm so sorry. I am such a huge fan of Naruto. I love it. I had such a love-hate relationship with it. That's a story for another day, but to this day, I love it. Going back and rewatching Shippuden when I did back in the day, really was pleasing. It really was pleasing, regardless of how long and grueling it was. I did feel satisfied, and I I don't want it to be done dirty, especially considering that if you take an IP as big as Naruto and you want to make a movie out of it, again, like I said, that's great. But I feel like the marks that are being missed is that they're not getting the right people behind these projects. I don't think they're getting people that are gonna fully understand it. They really need to hire someone like us for real that knows what they're doing, but is also talented behind the camera or in front of the camera XYZ. Because I know there's a bunch of and freaking um actors that are Naruto fans, anime fans in general. So to do it right, it's not going to be difficult for the actors because they're just going to act. But it's the people behind closed doors, the executives that make these decisions that they just don't understand, and that's the biggest issue. That's the biggest hurdle, and that was the biggest hurdle for a lot of comic book movies. And obviously, look at where we are now with comic book movies. That's why I still have faith for anime being adapted into live action. They did a really well job with the One Piece show, and that boosted the popularity of One Piece here in the West. So props to them. That's why I think I'm more scared for an IP like Naruto because it's so iconic. And it's not just an IP that people in Japan love. It's an IP that the rest of the world loves. And if you mess that up, there's a lot of repercussions there and loss of faith from the fans. And so I'm hoping for the best, but I'm not expecting the best. Okay. That being said, those three pieces of information are huge. Why? Because that means that yes, I do think that this movie is in the process of getting made. The fact that they have a writer down, she's gonna be as we speak, she probably has like a draft of it like made. I do hope that she's reading up on the manga or that she like watches the anime or just either or maybe both. I don't. It makes like a good enough script that hopefully, if it's true to the source material, and but not one for one. We don't need a one for one adaptation, but just an adaptation that keeps the charm. Like I said, the charm is the essence of these shows. It's what makes them so special. If they're able to keep that, if they're able to do that, and if the people behind closed doors, the executives and the people making the decisions agree to it, then we might have a banger. But that's like a needle in the haystack, if you will. So we'll see what ends up happening. I wanted to report on it and talk about it because, well, Naruto. If you follow the channel, you know I like it. Dare I say I love the series? I think I said it earlier, but yeah, I'm covering the Boruto manga, so to not cover this would be a little bit of a disservice. So if you guys want me to follow up on this Naruto live action movie with more information, and you like these reporty type videos, let me know. I can do more, especially for other stuff, maybe other animes. I'm hoping for a Bleach adaptation, but also not for the same reason. But anyways, I'm gonna end it at that. You guys let me know. Give me your thoughts down below in the comment section. And if you watched this video thus far, be sure to subscribe and like. I would greatly appreciate it. We're trying to get, or at least I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the year ends, and you can help me with that goal. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. It really does help a lot. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. There's something flying in the distance.